Welcome back to Brass Tacks, where we dive into strategy, tactics, and tough decision making in gaming. Today, we're continuing our journey in This is the Police 2 with December 24. Let's go. Morajian didn't come into work, Veronica didn't come into work, Luna didn't come into work, Age did not come into work, Mulligan did not come into work, Marshall did not come into work, no Wolberg, and let's go. Mr. Nash, things are going great at the theater. Here's your share, $475. I also noticed that we now have Stovall, which I don't think was one of our guys before. And we also have Kochi, which I'm not sure was one of our guys before. I believe these two are from the first game from Freeburg. Rape at Astrid E. Johnson's high school. The drunk janitor locked himself in one of the classrooms with a senior pupil. Cries can be heard from inside the classroom. Stovall, Hallis, Valentine, Kurosawa, Loftus, and Fletcher go. Mass riot at Close Encounters secondhand. A man says that a group of young people have gathered at the store and are preparing to riot. These yelling scumbags threw a white stone and hit me in my bum knee. It still hurts from the time I spent in trenches during the First World War. And for what? Is this the kind of gratitude I get? I believe this is a false alarm, so I'm gonna ignore it. Bomb threat at North Star grocery store. Eyewitness report that on the counter among the sausages, there's a few sticks of dynamite hooked up to a timer. Lucheka, Kochi, Springer, Dolce, Randon, and Pen can go. The door to the classroom is locked. There's a rattling sound coming from inside. Pick the lock. Kurosawa, go. The cop managed to pick the lock inside the classroom. A schoolgirl is lying on the desk, her clothes torn. The skinny janitor is strangling her with a wooden mop handle. Rest of the map from the offender, Stovall. The cop pulled the mop out of the janitor's hands. The schoolgirl jumped up and ran for the door. The janitor backed away from the cop and leaned against a windowsill covered with flower pots. Order the offender to surrender. Valentine. The janitor listened to the cop and surrendered. Now they'll be mopping the floor with him in a prison cell. Got some beer. Let's up your shooting. Let's up your speed. There were no riots as a source. Some school children were playing with snowballs and accidentally hit the veteran as he passed by. The veteran lost his temper, perhaps because he's apparently very drunk. Assault at the registry office. A tipsy employee at the registry office refused to register the marriage of Nancy Chambers and Douglas Kosh on the grounds that the bride was a legendary slut. The bride slapped the woman in the face. Mizika, Woolbeck, Reddy, Goathorn, Guildenstern, Rockman, go. There are people crowded around the sausage counter listening closely. Someone in the crowd whispers, "Yes, I can hear it ticking." Disarm the bomb's timer mechanism. Dolce. The cop was able to neutralize the bomb. The bomber was a former employee with a grudge who'd been fired for coming to work drunk. Got some tuna, some soup, some instant formula. Let's up your stealth. Let's finish your strength. Let's up your speed. Let's up your negotiation. Sonia Lutter, Rocky's Finger Cafe. I don't know about you, but I hate wild animals. When I was a teenager, a raccoon climbed into our house and bit my younger brother Trevor. He nearly died, and now those masked devils have started digging out scraps from the garbage cans behind my cafe. Scaring the customers and breeding disease. But that's one of the main jobs of the police, to keep order, right? So please send your men over here. If I need to, I'll pay you something from our stock. Only whoever you send needs to be a good shot. Those raccoons are tricky bastards. Don't be fooled by their cute little snouts. They're absolutely ruthless. Alright, let's send Adkins. The bride was thrown the registry office employee onto a table, sat down on top of her, and is punching her in the face. The groom stands back, not interfering, and mumbling thoughtfully to himself. Mother always told me that Nancy is not the girl for me. Let's restrain the bride. Guildenstern. The cop overpowered and arrested the bride. Instead of a magical wedding night, she'll be spending the night in prison. Get some beer, some cigarettes. Let's up your negotiation. Mr. Nash, I shot those flea bags without a single miss. Thanks, I haven't had so much fun in a while. The cafe's owner was happy too. She said that none of the animals I killed will be wasted. I don't know, maybe she was joking, but if I were you, I wouldn't go to that cafe anymore. Got some coffee. and cash. Drug possession at Apollo's Toast Cafe. The girl called in a complaint on a guy she went with on a blind date. Right away, I knew I didn't like him, the sweaty little creep. I wasn't having a good time, so he invited me to smoke some marijuana. I guess he thought it'd make me like him better. I refused. I don't like drugs. You better hurry up. I don't know how long he'll stick around. Stovall, Hallis, Valentine, Loftus, Losheka, Demers. Go. Theft at Nibelung Pawn Shop. A pawn shop cashier reports that a girl stole several items from his display case. At first she was looking at the gold bracelets, a gift for her fella, she said. Then she asked me to show her the bronze statuette of Achilles from the top shelf. While I was up on the ladder, she grabbed the bracelets and ran away. You'll easily find her on the street. She's wearing a bright pink scarf. Kochi, Springer, Musica, Penkin, Dolce, and Ferretti, go. Two girls are hurrying along the street near the pawn shop. One is wearing a pink down jacket, the other a pink scarf. Search the girl in the pink scarf. Do that, Springer. The cops searched her bag and found the gold bracelets that the pawn shop cashier was talking about. The criminal didn't resist arrest. Got jewelry. A little fellow is sitting sadly at a table drinking a cola. Sneak up on the guy. Valentine. Cops snuck up on the criminal and arrested him. He had so much marijuana in his jacket that he could have got the whole cafe stoned. Got marijuana, and it's the end of the day. 49 out of 57 cops. Kurosawa didn't come into work. Flower pots didn't come into work. Musica did not come into work. Guildenstern did not come into work. Dolce didn't come into work. Luna didn't come into work. Demers didn't come into work. Age didn't come into work. French didn't come into work. Okay, so today we have... Price payment is due the day after tomorrow. Start saving. We got it. So today we have Purdy... Hold on. Purdy... So many people. Price. And one more person. Tsubaki from the previous game. They're also here today. Mr. Roger Linnington's gas station. I finally got a new fuel shipment, although it came in cans and I need to quickly unload everything and I have time to dilute it before the gas station's first customer arrives. Like they say, no one wants to see how the sausage is made. I'd like to ask the help of a strong cop and in exchange I promise an honest share in the canisters. I'll give you as much as your man can lift. Alright, so we need someone with high strength. Let's send Adkins. Mr. Nash, things are going great at the theater. Here's your share, $37. Driving under the influence at the old church. A priest got drunk and started peeling donuts around the church in his car. The parishioners are worried after the health of the Holy Father. Mulligan, Clayton, Purdy, Sullivan, Salikov, and Alib go. Mr. Nash, I threw those cans around like a baby blocks. The gas station owner said he'd never seen anybody so strong. You receive some diesel fuel. A drunken priest is leaning out the window, driving his sedan at full speed and yelling, "The devil can't keep up with me." Near the church are several parishioners observing the display. Order the priest to shut off the engine. Sullivan. The drunk priest obeyed the cop, stopped the car, and surrendered to the mercy of the law and the mercy of the Lord, our Savior. The parishioners celebrated the happy outcome with applause and quiet prayer. Got Armagnac. Let's up your speed. Let's up your intelligence. Theft at Jameson Hill. Passerby reports that an old man is trying to steal a manhole cover. Mulligan, Clayton, Salikov, Sullivan, Loftus, and Percy go. Assault with a deadly weapon at the kindergarten. A drunken grandmother came to pick up her grandson, but the teacher refused to give the child to a woman who could barely stand. In response, the grandmother pulled out a revolver. Late Marshal, Lucheka, Lakip, Horsemoon, and Muradian go. The old man in a knit hat with a ball on top is prying open a manhole with a crowbar. Sneak up on the old man. Mulligan. The cops snuck up and arrested the suspect. It turned out that the old man wanted to close up an open manhole near his grandson's house. I called the city authorities over and over, but they're all useless. I don't even care anymore. Let's give you some speed. A drunken grandmother carrying a revolver shoots at the ground at the teacher's feet. Roll, hurry up. Bring me my Peter, you bitch. Alright, let's sneak up behind the suspect. Nakib. The cop crept up to the drunken grandmother and neutralized her. Peter will be taken by social services. Got some whiskey.
521 in progress.
Mass riot at the dead house. A crowd of elderly people has gathered outside the building, demanding that the morgue turn over the remains of their fallen comrades. These old people want to take the bodies out into the woods for a ritual. The crowd is chanting, the spirits will revive them. Brady, Price, Titus, Penkin, Springer, and Goodwin go. Old men are agitated but unarmed, though a few have canes. The crowd is being led by a large bearded old man who is knocking his stick on the door of the morgue. Shoot into the air with Brady. The crowd is frightened by the gunfire and quickly disperses while the rally's leader surrenders to the police. The morgue is quiet and peaceful once more. You get some hygiene diapers. Let's up your stealth. Let's up your shooting. Domestic disturbance at Sycamore Street. Some neighbors are complaining about a scandalous couple. They're yelling and breaking dishes all day. You better come sort them out before they kill each other. Mulligan, Clayton, Salnikov, Sullivan, Loftus, and Galilahi go. Robbery at Mr. Roger Lennington's gas station. The guy in a sports fan hat stole a wallet from an old man while threatening him with a knife. According to the old man, the robber then ran into the gas station. Percy, Luchek, Marshall, Blade, Meridian, and Price go. A guy in a sports fan hat is buying chips and beer. Let's sneak up on him. Percy, go. The cop managed to sneak up behind the criminal and arrest him. The old man's wallet was found in the guy's pocket. Got some beer. Let's up your speed. The patrol car drove up to the house. The sound of a woman screaming comes from inside the house. A frying pan flies past the kitchen window. Let's climb through the window. Mulligan. The cop climbed in through an open window in the kitchen. A man and a woman are on the floor fighting. The woman has a frying pan in her hands. The man is bleeding from his head. Let's separate the couple. Clayton. The cop managed to separate and arrest the couple. It turned out this last quarrel began because the husband was tired of eating canned beans for dinner. We got beans, and more beans. Okay, that's a lot of beans. Let's up your stealth in the day. 52 out of 57 cops. Let's go.
By the way, this won't be the first attack on the Sharpwood Sheriff's Department. Marino brought me a pile of old newspapers here. Yeah, the poor bastard collects newspapers. Can you figure? Not comics. No, nothing easy like that. No, newspapers. Old ones, new ones, local, overseas, all sorts. I bet he's got a whole closet filled with newspapers with your name on the front page. Well, he brought me some to read from his collection, and it turns out that back in '52, the department got a bunch of Molotov cocktails through the front window. They barely saved the building. Then in '59, there was a gunfight, and then in 1960, there was another one. So look at it this way, Jack. We're going with tried and true methods.
But it's the first attack on the sheriff's department where the sheriff's gonna get killed.
Let's hope it's the last one. Now look at it this way.
Excuse me, Colonel, but Mr. Summers wants to talk to you. He said that if you don't explain right now why Friday's delivery was delayed...
Rocky, what the fuck? Don't you see that we're talking here? Did it cross your mind that this could be more important? Do you think that First Deputy Nash and me are sitting here playing pool?
Colonel, I
Rocky, if we were still serving the army, I'd bust you down to latrine duty. You'd be clearing toilets in the barracks with a toothbrush for a month. But you know what? I might just make you do that anyhow. I can do that, right? How do you like that idea, Rocky? You probably already forgot
I'll wait for you outside, Colonel.
As for the details, there aren't many people in this town I can trust, so try not to get my guys killed. Yours are a dime a dozen, and mine are itching for a good gunfight. So 2 or 3 cops are going to get shot. Maybe 5 at most. Just pick the ones you don't mind getting rid of. I don't think you'll have much of a problem with that. And there's something else.
What?
Maybe we should shoot you too.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
No. I just mean a little poke. Slightly shot. In the hand and leg for heroism. So nobody has any doubt that it was First Deputy Nash who bravely defended the department, standing firm while the bullets flew past. Who else could be the next sheriff?
I'm the first deputy. If Sheriff Reed dies, I'll automatically take her place. Why make any extra fuss?
Come on, Jack. You never watch a movie? All the heroes are wounded at the end. They all have scars. They're getting interviewed by the press from their hospital beds, promising to return to service as soon as possible and set things straight. Otherwise, it's just too boring.
And if the injury turns out to be serious enough that I can't physically manage the duties of sheriff, how boring would that be?
You know what? You're right. better not to take any chances. You need anything from me? I have 10 boxes of fireworks. We could fill the whole place with smoke and really make it look like something.
Arthur Sherman.
Huh?
Arthur Sherman. He knows who I am. It'd be better if I discussed it with him, personally. Bring him to me.
Okay, Jack, okay. If that's what you want. But listen, that harmless college boy couldn't even...
Colonel, I'm sorry. I tried to tell
For
him that...
fuck's sake! Mr. Nash, you remember me saying something about not killing my guys? Let's make an exception. Shoot this bastard. Remember the red mustache? Put it in the mud.
Mr. Summers said that if you don't speak to him right away, he's gonna turn you into the sheriff.
You hear that, Sheriff Nash? That's a serious threat. Serious. I better go and talk to him, right? Just stick to the plan, Jack. Soon everything will be settled.
Moragian didn't come into work. Plainview didn't come into work. Percy didn't come into work. Loftus didn't come into work. Mulligan didn't come into work. You'll need to pay Fry tonight. Or, you'll need to pay Fry tomorrow. It's too late to save up. It's time to start earning by any means necessary. We have the money. Henderson's plan. Here's what Colonel Henderson suggests. Stage an attack on the police station, killing the sheriff, Lilly Reed, and a few other cops, and making it look like First Deputy Nash repelled the attack in a brave final stand. Warren Nash becomes Henderson's puppet sheriff who covers for his smuggling business and turns a blind eye to all the crimes related to it. Great plan, isn't it? Mr. Nash, things are going great at the theater. Here's your share, $132. Hostage situation at the Bank of Sharpwood. An employee at the bank took his colleagues hostage with a pistol and claims that his boss is a dangerous insect. Alice, Valentine, Kurosawa, French, Luna, and Kim will go. Terror threat at the Bank of Sharpwood. Another Bank of Sharpwood call. A woman entered the bank with a bag full of explosives, threatening to blow everything to hell. Randon, Woolbag, Horsemoon, Marshall, Locheka, and Late Go. Armed robbery at the Central Post Office. A young man with a gun is demanding that all of his mail be handed over. Musica, Dolce, Goathorn, Ferretti, Titus, and McParrett go. A bald-headed man is holding his boss at gunpoint, pressed up against the wall. Don't move, you thing. The rustling of your wings is driving me crazy. Let's sneak up on the man with Valentine. The cop managed to sneak up behind the man and neutralize him. We found heroin. Let's finish up your negotiation. Let's give you some strength. Let's give you some stealth. Attempted robbery at Bank of Sharpwood. Another one. A gun fell out of a man's jacket as he approached the teller. He got jumpy and then ran out into the street. I think this one is a false alarm, so I'm just gonna ignore it. A young man is holding his gun on a frightened postman who is hurriedly loading a bunch of letters into a bag. Sneak up behind the guy. Musica. The cop creeps up behind the guy and manages to neutralize him. Now everyone's mail will arrive today without delay. We found tobacco, paprika, and razors. Let's up your speed. Let's up your strength. Let's finish up your intelligence. Let's up your stealth. Let's up your speed. A woman is holding a bag full of explosives over her head. She solemnly declares, the fourth spirits told me that the devil controls this bank, and all the money that comes through only makes him stronger. Today I am putting an end to it. Okay, let's calm the suspect down. Late. The cop managed to talk enough sense into the suspect that she agreed to surrender. It turned out that she was a psychiatry patient. Let's give you some stealth. The man had accidentally dropped a toy revolver which he'd brought as a present for his son. Fearing that the bank's guard would mistake him for a robber and shoot him, the man ran out into the street. Patrick Sabb, Forrest. Mr. Nash, me and my commune want to set up a meditation camp in Sharpwood Forest. We've already packed a few trucks with all the equipment we'll need. They just need to be unloaded. Can you give us a couple strong men who can make quick work of it? We spent a day on the road and we haven't had a chance to meditate yet. And we'd like to start before sunset, because the soul, like a flower, always spaces affection and warmth. I will pay you for your help and I'll give your men some tips about the art of meditation. Sure. Let's send Adkins and flower pots. Attempted robbery at North Star grocery store. An eyewitness reports that a schoolboy with a gun is demanding that he be given more chocolate. Hallis, French, Valentine, Kimmel, Luna, and Randon go. Public indecency at the city center. An eyewitness reports that an elderly man is puncturing holes in the tires of parked cars and masturbating while the air whistles out of the tires. Woldbeg, Marshall, Dolce, Nakib, Springer, and McParrett go. The schoolboy is nervously shifting the gun from one hand to the other, telling the frightened clerk, "Let's trade. You give me a chocolate bar, and I'll give you the gun. Actually, I don't know if it even works. Here, let me try." Sneak up behind the boy. French. The cop managed to sneak up to the boy and take the gun away from him. It turned out that the child stole the gun from his stepfather, who kept it in a toolbox in the shed. He found chocolate at the crime scene. Missing person at the Nastron Correctional Facility. A prison guard reports of an escaped prisoner who came back from vacation and that scumbag was nowhere to be found. The bosses are trying to cover their ass, saying that everything is in order and no one ran away. They even told me to shut my mouth and get back to work. But the devil with those two. I think this is a false alarm, so I'm gonna go ahead and ignore it. An elderly man is punching a hole in a car's tire with a hunting knife. The criminal then thrusts his hands into his pants and touches himself. Restrain the man, Marshall. The cop managed to overpower and arrest the criminal. Let's finish up your shooting. Let's finish up your negotiation. Let's finish up your negotiation. Let's work on your speed. Mr. Nash, we helped the boys set up camp. They're doing good, already meditating when we left. Their boss asked me to give you some cassettes of meditation music and some instructional films. Did you suddenly become religious? Got vicious tapes with music and movies. And $400. No one escaped from prison. The convict Louis Tucker was released on parole earlier in the week. Vehicular accident at the Beltway. A pregnant woman in labor was riding in an ambulance to the hospital when a truck pulled out and hit the ambulance. Hallis, Luna, Kimmel, Valentine, Randon, and Woolbag go. There's an ambulance in the middle of the road. Its whole front bashed in. A fat man with a broken nose is getting out of the truck. Restrain the man, Luna. The cop overpowers and arrests the offender. A woman's cry can be heard from the ambulance. Inside, a pregnant woman is laying on a gurney. It seems that she'd already started to give birth. The ambulance attendants were killed in the accident. Let's move the woman to the patrol car. The cop put the pregnant woman in the back seat of the patrol car and drove her to the hospital, where the woman gave birth to healthy twins. We get antibiotics, instant formula, diapers. Let's finish up your intelligence, Luna. Let's work on your speed, Randon. Let's finish up your negotiation, Woolbag. And that's the end of the day. 53 out of 57 cops. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more strategy and tactical gameplay. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp.
Arthur Sherman. No need to sign for him.